Good Sunday morning. Welcome to At Home with Roby. Trent Haston.
I'm here.
Patrick McIsaac. We are your hosts. Welcome to our show. Trent, we got a big one today. We got an out-of-towner on the show.
The question is, are you here?
I'm here.
All
Patrick
right.
McIsaac is in the house.
That's good.
Sunday.
Sometimes I look at you and you're not here.
You're looking right through me.
Oh, that's my problem, not yours?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Hey, man, so listen, where'd you go? You went flying kites or something?
Well, I don't. Business lesson of the day, because it just popped in my mind. We tell our guys, done it for 20 years, look in the mirror when you have a problem and look out the window when you have a success. Do that with your family. Compliment your family, promote your family, do that with your company, do that with your coworkers. When something good happens, give it to somebody.
That sounds a lot like Jim Collins from Good to Great.
But when something bad happens, take responsibility, bone up, take a big swallow. So I'm going to look in the mirror because I am terrible at doing something new. We're going to talk today with our guest. You'll introduce this coming up.
Yeah, very excited.
I had no fear, and it caused me a bad headache. But last week I went out with some other business guys that have been kiteboarding for about 15 years out to the Outer Banks, Kitty Hawk, and they apparently, check this out, Real, REAL is the place. Check it out. Go online, research that. Apparently, it is top notch in the whole world of kiteboarding. The wind is perfect, the water's perfect on the sound side of Kitty Hawk. So we went out there for a couple of days. It's like they say, it's like Vale of snow skiing, and the education is that I did a school. Yeah. I did a school, and but it was awesome, man. Talking about learning something new. 3 days of education, and I got up and rode for about 30 seconds. Some guys we were with, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Clay Grubb Properties, and Arthur Samet Corp, construction and real estate firm. They've been doing it. They're good friends, been doing it for about 15 years, and they cut it up and do reverses and all that stuff and harness the air. So it's combining, which I had never done other than a Dollar General one-string kite that when the wind's really good, it breaks off and flies away, and your kids cry.
You got to go to wings.
You got to learn to fly a kite. That's lesson number one, and harness the wind. And then you got to know how to wakeboard. That's lesson number two, and harness the water. So talking about stretching yourself and learning, and then applying it to business and networking and learning from guys. So it was a wonderful trip.
Well, that's awesome. I hope there's a video of that somewhere that we can put on social media, because I could imagine that talking about no fear, the first couple of times there had to be a look of fear on your face.
Well, let me tell a little story. So my dad, when we were growing up and kids, my buddy Scott Trotter, we call him Westside, used to like to give my dad a real hard time. And my dad was Dale Earnhardt Sr. We're going to talk a little bit about Junior at the end of the show. But, he had a nice calm over. His old school, gruff-looking man had a nice calm over. So I don't know how people didn't notice he had a calm over, but I guess for a 12-year-old, you don't notice when a tough man has a calm over. But when he would take us boating, if his hat would fly off, his hair would fly up, and it'd be about 24 inches long, sticking up in the air.
Kingpin.
He looked like Big Earn on the movie Kingpin, Bill Murray.
Sure.
It's so funny, and we'd all make fun of him. I didn't really make fun of him because I felt bad for his feelings. So, I'm Mr. Forehead over here, so I'm out here, got a nice woman instructor helping us, and I got my ball cap on, and and then my hat keeps coming off, so I'm like, man.
Lose the hat.
So, man, the pictures didn't turn out because the shine on my forehead in the water.
Well, then I'm going to take this. I'm going to switch gears on you. You came home Friday night, and I was talking to you on the phone. I said, well, at least you get a couple days to relax. But unfortunately, you didn't get a couple days to relax because Reagan's grandmother passed away, and she had to go to Illinois, and you played Mr. Mom for the weekend.
So I woke up last Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. My wife left at 5 a.m. to go up to Illinois and take care of her family. It's sad. This is her name was Boots Wimbigler. She was sick when we visited her. I don't know. We talked about it on the last show. I had just come back from 10 days up there. My daughter found an arrowhead on Boots' land. Mm-hmm. We got to spend 10 days with her, and then we came back on Monday, and then on Thursday night, she passed. Reagan's back up there. So God bless you, Boots. I mean, she lived a great life. She's 90, World War II veteran, the whole nine. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman, about 4'2". Nah, she might be a little taller than that, but just full of fire and ice, man, full. And my wife and her sister spend every summer from the age of 3 to 16 up there on the farm with their grandparents.
Wow.
That's the bond they have. So, but I've been Mr. Mom. I was Mr. Mom from Saturday morning through Wednesday, and it's been fun. I mean, you're talking about getting the job done, but things happen, and I get to spend a special bond and do stuff with the kids that I don't typically do, like worry about Ford in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, as well as the girls, and as well as getting them to school on time. But I got to do all that. It was a lot of fun. So 4 kids and a dog, and me and Ford, man, when he got to roll, he got to hang out at work with me, do some big. And I talk about this all the time. I talk about how my dad let me at 9 or 10, and I'm sure it was 2 and 5 and 7, be an office monkey and sit in meetings, and he let me do it. And Ford got to do that this week on some pretty big, cool meetings that one day he'll be like, man, I can't believe my dad was letting me sit there.
Does he have the scowl yet?
He definitely got the scowl.
I know he does.
Oh, I dressed him like Ronnie. He had on the red Sauconys, red tennis shoes. So pretty cool. So
I thought it was Saucony. It's Saucony. Well, Trent, we got about a minute left in this segment. Michael Sink is coming on the show. Rockin' Sand is his book. Very cool story about how we connected with him. You got the book through your YPO group. You brought it to the company. We all read it. I was interviewed by the Business Journal for the 40 Under 40 Awards, and they asked, what was the last book you read? I put Rockin' Sand by Michael Sink. That following Sunday after the awards, I get an email from Michael Sink saying, thanks for mentioning my book. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on your award. So I turned it back on him and said, hey, could you come on our radio show? And he agreed, which is exciting. And we have him here. I mean, he's not here, but he's calling in. For 20 minutes, we get to hear what he's all about and about his book, Rockin' Sand.
It's great. Stick around. It's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be awesome.
Quick read. I carry it around with me every day in my book bag. We'll be right back with Michael Sink from Rockin' Sand as our guest today. Stay tuned.